We've got some oldies but goodies. Everybody, I'm so excited you're here. This painting is so fun because it's super chill. It's not that difficult, so I want you to have fun, okay? Do you see how large I made that moose? Yeah. No teeny lines today, guys. Big lines, okay? So you guys all picked out your sky, right? Okay. Some of you are doing exactly what I'm doing. Some people are doing something different. Okay. What's the biggest tip when blending a sky for those who've been here a long time? Water, and you got to move fast. What were you going to say? You're going to say fast? I know sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, she's moving so fast, I can't keep up. The reason is acrylic paint will only blend wet into wet. Once the sticky drying process starts, you lose that, okay? So in order to get a good blend, you kind of got to move quickly, okay? Let's just get a good look at our mousse. Yes. Do you notice my edges? Okay. So do it as you go. That way you're not like, oh, I'm done with my yellow, I'm into my red, but now I got to go back to my yellow to wrap my edges. Do it as you go, okay? Notice the bottom is black, so don't worry about wrapping it until we do our black grassy slopes, okay? Raise your hand if you need help. You met Maylee, right? She's awesome. She's going to help you get paint if you run out. It's easier for her to come to you than for you to try and get it yourself, so just raise your hand. If there's a drip on your canvas, paint in the wrong spot, total meltdown happening, she knows all the tricks, okay? You guys ready? Okay. Let's start with our biggest brush. This is our big flat. Now I will say real quick, your mousse is done in a dark pen so that you can paint over it and still see the lines. We lose it. You're watching me live, so it's working. Yay! Okay, so we lose things a lot in paint class if we do them too thick, okay? So don't put it on really thick, and when you get to your mousse, you'll see I kind of lightly pull away from my brush to keep that image, because you don't want to freehand that mousse, I'm guessing. If you do, I bow to you. Okay, let's get our brush wet. Swish it around. You want your brush wet, your paint needs water. Tap off the extra. I'm going to start with my yellow, and I'm going to use tons of white, you guys. So if you want less pastel-y color, go less on the white. However, white has the most pigment. It will fill the space the best. Maylee, we got a hand. So whatever setting you're doing, start from the top with me and work down. Okay, so I'm going to start with my lightest. If yours is the darkest, it's fine. You're still going to blend the same way. Okay? All right, here we go. I'm going to get a scoop of white, and I am going to just kind of roughly mix. I don't want to mix a ton, okay? Because I want streaks, guys. Streaks are awesome. So now we're going to paint in a horizontal motion, okay? You can see I just went right over my sun too, unless you're saying it's a moon. Okay. Okay, I mixed a little bit of white, but I mixed it roughly. Why? Because I still want streaks to happen. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to add white to my brush as I go and kind of streak that white in a little bit. We want a streaky sky. Okay. Use your water, guys. Your paint is thirsty. You are welcome to go over the mousse, okay? The biggest key, yeah, it's going to be black. The biggest key is not to get really clumpy paint on your mousse, okay? You don't want it too thick right there. Now, I told you I'm going to go fast, so I'm going to talk as I go. If you're a little bit behind, don't stress out, okay? But as you're going down, when you have enough of the color that you want, you start to switch to your next color. Okay, for me that's orange. I don't have to wash my brush. I just add white to my orange and I keep going. So just keep going. It's not a race. We don't have to go as fast as me or as fast as your neighbor. Just keep in mind, before your paint gets sticky, you want to be moving, okay? The more white, the lighter the colors. As I go down my canvas, it's going to get darker in color. So I'm going to add less and less white as I go down, okay? But I never stop moving my brush. It's so important that you're moving your brush, okay? And if you're not filling in space well, for example, if you can see a bunch of pockets left behind on your canvas and it's not filling up well, that's a water or a paint loads problem, okay? So you either need lots more water on your brush or you need to put more paint on your brush. So you can see how I paint some into my mousse, but I kind of stop a little too. I don't go all the way through my mousse. So I can still see those lines. You want to still be able to see those lines as much as you can. If you start to lose them, kind of get your brush and kind of scrape some of the paint off so it's not too clumpy, okay? Because you still want to see those lines if you can. Remember, Maylee's on the floor. She's there to help you, so raise your hand anytime. Anytime you want to add some white streaks in there, just put a little white on your brush and streak that in. And I've seen lots of sunsets, sunrises, night skies. The most beautiful thing about painting nature is that you can't mess it up. It's just beautiful, whatever sky you create. So, a couple of tips. Don't pick up your brush until you've gone from corner to corner. Every time you pick up your brush, it'll leave an indentation in your canvas showing where you did. So try and go off your canvas as you go. The other tip is don't have the rainbow effect happening. That's when our arm gets tired and we start to paint a rainbow shape. Keep side to side, okay? So I'm going to end in a nice red at the bottom, okay? And anytime I see a streak happening on my canvas, I just let it be because that's so fun. If you want more streaks, remember the more you brush back and forth, the more you'll actually lose those streaks. And you'll just blend it into a solid color. So if you want some streaks, just kind of know when to stop and let them happen. I mix white with, are you asking me? Everything until red. Red's kind of pinkish. So I don't wash my brush. There's always some white on there. Okay? Yeah. I did with orange. Yeah, you can see I go from lighter orange to darker orange. So I added white and then I slowly just added more orange, then white. And then towards the end it's just orange and red. All right, friends. How we doing? Good? Losing your mousse? Put more water on your brush. Try not to get it too thick on there. This looks good, honey. Do you see this? You got to put pressure on your brush, okay? So, and there's probably not enough paint on your brush. So see, it should be able to just kind of fill it in really well like that, okay? So you kind of have to push on your brush, okay? And in between those two, what's pink and yellow gonna make? Orange, yes. You can kind of pull in some orange right there. See how pretty that is right there? So don't be scared of your brush. Put the pressure on there, okay? I would, yeah. Yeah, I always like. Yes. Yeah. I wouldn't. Yeah. But if you have a ton of a certain color on there, you can certainly like wipe some off on a paper towel, but I wouldn't completely eliminate it. Good job, girls. Okay, guys, make sure you're checking your edges, okay? Remember, you kind of want to wrap as you go. If you're going to be a little OCD about that like I am, you'll kind of want to wrap as you go, okay? So yeah, that's coming on good. It's blending good. And I, like, as you start to add the white, you can even add little streaks of white, just little bits on your brush and streak through, okay? But that's looking good. That's blending good. Nope, you're good. Okay, so just a few things that I've noticed as I've walked around. You have to loosen up your paint. It doesn't come out of the bottle ready to be used. It has to have water, okay? How much water? What I tell my artist is melted ice cream consistency, okay? So you want that melted ice cream filled to your paint. And then you need to get a good amount on your brush. All right, you're filling a huge space. You're filling an entire canvas with this, okay? So make sure that you're generously loading your brush so that when you go across your canvas, it's not leaving those teeny tiny pockets of white behind, okay? Now, I know a lot of us are still working on it, but here's another tip. Once you are done, wash your brush. Don't keep going because everyone around you is still going. Okay, wash your brush and let it dry. Because if you brush over your surface too much, what's going to happen? You're going to start picking up paint instead of laying it down. because as soon as it hits that sticky face, it's going to start lifting paint, okay? You decided to stay. Remember, you want to do your edges, but don't worry about the bottom, okay? And again, once you're done, leave it alone. Don't keep brushing. Looks beautiful, you guys. You especially want that space where your sun or moon is to dry. So once you come down, leave that spot alone so it can dry up for you, okay? And the top, okay? Thank you. Yep, I know I feel so bad. I wish I could go. Take the rest of it. That's why I didn't get one for each of you. I knew she would need it all. Did you get the things I left you? Don't leave your gifts. These look so pretty, you guys. Don't worry too much about the base. If you're stuck on the base and you're like, I hate the way my ground looks, because that's going to be mostly black, okay? So, yeah, as soon as you're done with your sky, you can wash your brush. What's up? I would have that pattern out. Okay. All right. I think we're just about there. Okay, we're going to give some of our friends just a few more minutes, and then we will move on to the next step. Okay, so like I said before, we're going to fill in that sun or moon, so we kind of want that space dry. Maybe take a plate to those who have really thick paint so they can kind of fan it off. What's up? Mm-hmm. So Maylee's going to give some of you a plate. We all paint differently, and so some of us have a little more paint on our canvas than others. Just kind of focus on that moon area if you painted over it so that we can go ahead and fill in our moon, okay? It could be a moon or a sun, sorry. For me, it's a sun, but I know there's a lot of moons on the floor too, so. We have blow dryers too if some of you want to go over to the blow dryer and dry it real quick. Maylee can help with that, okay? I would pick the most desperate situations for moose. If it's just a little bit missing, give them a piece of chalk. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about whether we have a sun or a moon. Okay, either way, we're going to fill it in with white first so that if you follow it with like a pale yellow, which I did, it kind of needs that extra layer anyway. It looks pretty white, but on the camera, but out here you can see it's a pale yellow. Okay, if you're doing a moon, you most likely have cool colors and you need 2 layers of paint anyway. Okay, so we're just going to all fill it in with white as soon as you can. So this is going to be different for everybody. Some of you are going to be able to fill it in right now because your canvas is dry. I see some of you. Some of you will need to fan it for a minute and then fill it in. We also have blow dryers if you want to dry it off that way, okay? Just use your big flat brush again and some white paint. And we're just going to do a layer. I'm using my big flat, and don't worry about this being perfect. Don't worry about, oh, I can see some streaks still. It's not giving me full coverage. Because like I said, we're going to do another layer. Okay, so I'll wait a second because I know all of us are on different situations with our moon. If your moon's not ready for paint, use the blow dryers, use a plate. Don't try and dry your whole canvas. Just worry about that section where your sun or moon is, okay? Do you want chalk? Okay. Don't worry, we've only blown a fuse a few times. We push all the boundaries here. We're like, how can we make this poor building just suffer more? Here you go, honey. An option too, if you can't see your moon at all, I can give you chalk to chalk it back in. If you're completely gone on your image, Maylee has a few tricks she can do too. But another option is if you're doing a moon and you don't want a full moon, this is a great opportunity to put in that little sliver of a moon. And if you want to do that, I can give you chalk and you can just chalk it on. Okay? You want chalk? Okay. For those who have never used chalk on a canvas before, it's like using chalk on a chalkboard. It can come right off, but it will always leave a little residue. So don't press too hard. Okay? Once your layer on your moon is done, just sit back and give us a minute for our artist to catch up. Make sure your big flat brush is cleaned off if you've just done your moon. I'm going to leave this in case you decide you want to use it. Okay. What's up? You're trying to blend it and you kind of lost it? Is that what you're saying? So white is always your friend because look, the white gives a blend. Okay, so don't be afraid to use the white. I get what you're saying. It kind of had a whiteout situation.
Yeah, and I want like white streaks in my blue, but I don't know how to do that.
So white streaks, look how I load my brush. Okay. See that? So put your sky color in, a little bit of white. If it gets too thick like that, go back to your turquoise. Okay, and just blend, blend, blend. And now we're getting more of that sky look, right?
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
How do I get the white streaks in there?
Same way, so wash your brush so you don't get too turquoisey in there. And then load with your purple and then corner of white and brush it in. Okay, so load with,
the whole thing is purple?
yeah, load your whole brush with purple.
But what about the white?
So you want the purple and white both on your brush, so put a corner of it. It's okay. It's okay if there's red. That's part of your scene. Okay? Yep. So that's quite a lot, okay? So you want to start with a little bit because you can always add, but it's hard to take away. Okay, so see, I can go like this and I can say, oh, that's great. But if I had too much on there, it might not, I'll have a whiteout situation. Okay, so yeah, just all of that, and little bits of white, and then just keep blending it in, okay? And that looks beautiful. All right, what's up? You need more white. Okay. She's like, I would like my own. What's up? You need more white? I'll just do all the white. All right, friends, let's get our moons or our suns in. And then the rest of this painting is basically black. Okay? So if you're, sorry, something in my throat. If you're still working on, whose plate do I have? If you're still working on skies and moons, relax because we're just going to be filling in our moose. Okay? What's up? Where'd you get it? So it'll come off of your skin and your hair, but it's hard to get off of clothes. Okay? All right, who had their hand up over here? Did you? Are you good? Okay. I did for my final layer. I haven't yet, though. Okay? So everyone, you're doing your first layer on your sun or moon, just white, okay? How are we feeling? I know. I told you. That's why I posted. I was like, this is a good one if you just don't want to stress out. This was created for a family reunion of 40. They wanted a moose, but they have like 5-year-olds. So I was like, all right, here we go. What's up? Yeah, and you can also get water on your brush and blend it in too. Okay, it's all part of your sky. So don't be like, I have to take it off. Just like thin it out. Okay? What's up? Yes, you can. Okay, again, we're going to start filling in moose and our little hillside. But don't stress if you're still doing your sky or your moon or sun, because we're just filling in space at this point, okay? Did she say white? I think she said white. All right. Okay, we're going to start. There you go, sweetie.
Looks like it just murdered.
Okay, so if you're trying to do another layer here, let this dry first. This is going to get sticky, I can already tell, okay? All right, here we go. Have you noticed that our moose is just floating? It's just floating. Okay, we're going to put a ground down, and then we're going to fill in our moose. Okay? I am going to do as much of my moose as possible with my biggest brush. Why is that? Because it's going to not be streaky, okay? And it's going to be a lot faster. Obviously, there's parts of this moose I'm going to need to switch to my small brush. But I would encourage you not to try and fill in your entire moose with your teeny brush. You will be here all day, all right? And you'll get frustrated because you won't have a smooth surface, okay? So the first thing I'll do is I'll get black paint on there, and I'm going to show you how my little foreground is, okay? So it's high on this point and low over here, okay? So we want a difference. We don't want to go straight across. We want an incline somewhere. Start at a different height than what you end. But also remember you're going to have grass, okay? So you don't have to go too high because the grass will give it height too. Well, what's a black line going to hurt? Everything. It's just, listen, just do it. This is just fun. We're not trying to be Picasso. We're trying to relax and have a good time, okay? For those of you who have completely lost your mousse and you cannot see a thing, let Maylee help you, okay? She knows what to do, okay? Even my adult artists, it's not weird to ask Maylee for help. I ask her for help all the time. Maylee's been painting a long time. I tell her all the time she's a better artist than I am. She is. So once you just have a fun ground, and it doesn't even have to be as smooth as mine because, again, we're going to shoot some grass up in there, okay? Just get it on there. And then we're going to fill in our mousse, okay? So now it's just you, your black paint, your paintbrushes, and your mousse, okay? Now, if your paint is really wet on your background, especially on the bottom, because that was the last thing we painted, don't worry too much because black will cover it up, okay? So you can kind of be confident in that, okay? Oh, yeah. Nature is the funnest thing to paint, guys, okay? What's up, girl? You don't have a mousse at all. Okay, Maylee's putting in mousse right now. So she'll come to you, okay? She's having to put them in one at a time, so it might take her a minute, but she'll get there. Or you can chalk it in freehand. Just you should she's like, yeah, no. She's like, where's my paint pens when I need them? Oh, I wouldn't care. I have artists that bring their own tools all the time. Heck no. But you can put one on him if you want. No, I don't. Is that a true fact? Do moose not have tails? Don't they have teeny tiny ones? Oh, they have a tailbone but not a tail. Wow. I always learn something new when I paint with you guys. All I know is that my simplified moose. School. Do you guys see how I'm doing the legs of my moose with this big brush? I'm using the toe of my brush. So I don't have to switch brushes, and I can still get that little line. If you're waiting for your mousse to be put in, Maylee's working on that, okay? So you want to have purple on half your brush and red on half your brush. Half and half, and then work that line, okay? Especially if your purple has started to dry. I can tell we're all filling in a silhouette right now. It always gets quiet. Again, you guys, I'm able to do the legs of my moose without switching brushes because I'm using the toe of my brush. Use your tools the way they're made to be used, okay? Yeah, if you've been to any of my other scenes, this one is super chill. What's up? Your little antlers are? Here, let me outline them for you. Alright, so this one goes right there. And then there's one that goes right there. Yep. Start with a dry canvas though. Okay? She's dry. She's dry. What's up? Yep. Yep. Make sure your black is thin too as you're doing this. That'll be really helpful. Because if it's really thick, that'll present a lot of frustration to you. Just remember that melted ice cream consistency and keep water in there. If it gets thick and clumpy, it's kind of a pain. Again, as soon as you do as much as you can with your big brush, switch to your little one, okay? If you haven't even started filling in your moose yet, don't stress out, guys. I'm going to give you the time to do that. If you've already filled in your mousse, go through with your little brush and try and soften those edges, okay, and kind of clean them up. So those of you waiting on a mousse to be put back in, just know that Maylee cannot put that in unless your surface is completely dry. So if that means you need to go blow dry it, be sure you do that, okay? So I know some of you are done with your moose. Like I said, go around it with your detail brush and try and smooth out your edges. Okay? And flip it around if you need to. You don't have to keep it straight upright the whole time. I would definitely be doing that at home. So flip it around if you need to. And just take your time with it. It's not a race. Get those antlers. What's up? Yeah, you just want them to dry and then you can go over it with some black, okay? So if you want, you can go blow dry them and then just go over them with just black paint, okay? You just got white on your brush. Oh, you did. I like that. That's cool. Is yours dry? Yeah. Okay. Can you not see anymore? Okay, go dry it off and she'll put it in, the rest of it in. Here, May, just switch me. Oh, that's his, huh? How'd you do that with wet?
Thanks.
Oh, May, let me see. Want to put his moon in? Don't you want the pattern? Well, that's why I paint on paper, so I can throw it away. Yeah, not be too attached to it. Sometimes the artist will ask for it and I give it to him, but yeah. Mhm. Yeah. So that we sell these same ones. They're $17.99. Mhm. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, these are great because they fold up and store so well. You can fold it completely, and then you can go a big canvas, tall, or wide. Yeah. You can have it. Yeah, just remind me when we're done.
I don't know how to get rid of because I splashed white in there.
Yeah, let's see. All right, you need orange. 8. No, I design them. Yeah, I design them. We take a picture of it and we make the pattern off of it, and then we trace it on all the. Yeah, it's a little bit of a process, but. All right, everyone, check your brushes, please. If you're not using them, they need to be clean. Also, if you're just waiting for another step, check your edges. Yeah, you mostly want the mousse so that she doesn't smear it. Yeah, you're good. You're welcome. Okay, keep filling in your mousse. All right, honey, I'm going to put your antler in for you. The one in the moon? Yeah. You're welcome. All right, where's your can? Okay, we're going to do our grass in just a second. So, if you're waiting on that step, again, clean up your mousse and check your edges. You did pretty good. Trying to get that's pretty amazing how much you could see. I know. We could have traced the whole thing in for you. You want to make sure everybody's got the black they need to finish up. Yeah, no problem. All right. Okay, what's up? Well, in just a second, I'll show you how to do it. So I'm about to start. Okay. Do you know what you can do is check the bottom of your canvas. Did you paint the bottom black? Oh. Yeah. Guys, check the bottom of your canvas. Remember, it was going to be, you wanted black. Paint it with your big brush though, honey, okay? Not your little one. Your little one's for details, little things. Need more black, babe? You just over here feeling like a pro with this one. You're like, I can do this one. This is the best. Paige, you need more black. You got some? I'm going to give you some. What's up? Yeah. Go over to that cart by the drinking fountain and there's jars of water on there. Do you need black? Yep. I read your mind. Can I give you some more black, babe? Mm-hmm. All right, guys. We're going to put in this grass. But before we do that, let's put another layer in our moon, okay? Or our sun, whatever it is to you. So this is the time when you can decide if you want to make it bright white and do another layer of white. Can I give you some more black? Or a pale yellow like I did. And if you want to do that, then just add a little yellow to some white. You're good on black? Just in case. Yep. You just have to paint around it. Just be careful if it's wet. Well, you can use your little brush too. Yeah. What's up? Mm-hmm. All right, again, I'm going to put another layer in my sun/moon, whatever you're doing. I'm going to do this time a very pale yellow. Okay? So just wash your big brush out really good. It's been used with black paint, okay? So wash it out really good. Even maybe dry it off so that you don't have too much of that dirty water. And then add some yellow to your white for a nice pale yellow. You don't want it the same yellow as your sky, obviously. You want to be able to see it. And then just go very carefully around your moose. You can even use your detail brush if you need to. Just go very carefully. All right, so once we have that other layer in our moon, we can go ahead, wash our brush. Okay, I'm going to show you real quick how to get the grass technique. I'm going to do it on this piece of paper right here. I want to show you two things real quick. So even if you're painting your moose or you're busy with something else, watch for just a minute. If I maintain the same pressure from start to finish on a brush stroke, I get a full stroke. Okay? If I pull away from my canvas, I break my stroke. Okay? This is your grass. Okay? You can do the same thing on the toe of your brush. Pull up longer blades. Okay? But that's pressure. That's pressure at the beginning and then pulling away. Okay? That's what you're going to do all along the bottom here. Okay? To get that grass, and then we'll do these taller kind of wheat looking grasses. Okay? So all along your heel or your ground, you're going to do that grass with black. Okay? Now you want to have some that pulls up a lot taller than others. Okay, see how I'm just pulling some up? Okay, have some longer ones, some taller ones, I mean. This is not a manicured golf course, guys. Okay? So make sure that you're indicating that there's different lengths and heights here. And go along with the shape that you made of your foreground. So if you have a dip, make sure your grass is shorter there. And if you have something a little bit taller, make sure your grass is taller there. So that way you indicate different heights. And don't be too picky about this step. Really just let your paintbrush go with it. And remember, you're starting from the base and pulling up. You're not starting from the top and going down. You don't want to reverse that brush stroke. You want it to start from the base each time. Okay? And look how quickly you can put grass in, guys. Just right along there. Remember, base, start at the base of your stroke, and then break your stroke. That's breaking your pressure. Don't keep the same pressure the whole time. Well, what you need to do is just make that higher. Yep, just make longer grass or taller grass there. You can even have some really tall, because this is like a hill, right? So then it gets shorter down here. But see how I'm starting from the base? Yeah. Start from the base. Okay? When you're ready for the grass, just have Maylee come over and she can show you. Okay? That way you can focus on your moose right now. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to do a yellow sun? Okay. Do you have black in your brush? Is that what you have? Let's see. Yeah. So we want to use white right there. And then you can clean up that antler with black when you're ready to. Okay? Yeah. But I mean, it's pretty much covered up. See, white will cover up black. Isn't that crazy? And then you can use your little teeny brush to go closer to the antler, okay? Yeah. Let's see. Well, this one you can cover up with red. And then this one's kind of a pinkish color. Of course.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't this look good?
Well, it looks awesome. You did a fabulous job. Oh, you guys did awesome on your grass. Good job. It's kind of a tricky thing to learn, but it's just pressure. So watch, honey. Look, pressure at the bottom. Then flick away, and you can do the same like that, but just really lightly. Don't put too much pressure, okay? Looks really good. All right, we just have a few little sprigs of our tall wheat-looking grass. And you can put as many of these as you want. I didn't do a ton, but just a few here and there. And I'll show you real quick how to do that, and then you can do as many as you want. Use your little brush and really loosen up that black paint so it's not thick on you. That's a big trick when you're doing these. And then just find where you want to put one and lightly put that main sort of stem in. And then you just kind of stamp these funky little leaves down it. Okay? And I like to have them kind of twisted in different directions, different heights. But see how they're just like dashes with this brush? You don't want to sit and think a ton about every brush stroke. Okay, because then you'll get too much of a pattern. And it's just a silhouette. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Well, this is muscle memory, so much of these little guys are, so just kind of put them in. Don't count or anything. Don't say, okay, so I've got this many on this side, so I need this many on that side. Just put them in there. You can have some that are a little shorter, just barely peeking out from the grass, and some that are a little taller. So I like to do a few where I have that incline, and then I do a couple around the moose. So I have some areas that I just don't have any. But notice I start with that one little dash above the stem, and then the rest kind of follow along down it. So you put your line in, and then above the stem, do your first little dash, and then kind of V shapes all the way down. Again, you can put as many of these as you want. or as few of these. If you don't like them, you don't have to do them at all, okay? This is completely up to you. What's up? Yeah, you want to wash that brush for me? Hold on, I gotta help this other girl real quick. Your colors are so pretty. Did you do the bottom of your canvas? Okay. You can do the sides black if you want to, where the grass goes. See that? You can go up just a little bit. Okay, so we might need to add a little bit of orange where it came off a little bit. Yeah, if they're still wet. If they're dry, I can't take them off. Okay. Okay, try putting another one in. Which one are you wanting off? Okay, let's see. You might have to put a little, do you have more pink? You might have to put a little more pink right there. That one. Okay. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, the alcohol cuts through the paint. All right. Let me get you some more pink real quick. Just put some white with it. Okay? All right. Did someone help you? Okay, I can only take them off if they're wet. So let's see if they're wet. Just signing your name. Okay. So just check all your edges. Make sure all your edges are done. Okay. Do you want this one off? You don't have to do them. No. Yeah, you don't have to do them. So that's as much as I can take off before it starts taking off your background. Okay? Oh, yeah. If they're wet. If they're dry, I won't be able to take them off. All right, you might have to get a little bit of your background color and paint over them a little bit because that's as much as I can get off because they were kind of dry, okay? All right, I've had a couple of artists ask what the next step is. So after you get your tall blades in there, you can sign your name. That's it. That's the painting. And you can opt out of the tall blades if you want. It's totally up to you, okay? I know they're a little bit tricky if you've not done them before. So this is your painting. You can add some birds in the sky. You can put highlights on your moose, you know, reflecting your sky if you want. But I am going to sign my name because this is the painting how I created it. So just get your little brush and find a good spot to write your name, okay? Yes, you can have it as soon as you're ready to go, okay? So that is it for this painting. I think we ended early. Oh, just a couple minutes. So you've got about 5 minutes before parents arrive if you were dropped off. So during that time, if you're all finished, you're welcome to dry the painting. Just keep the blow dryers on low for me, okay? And then just stay in the building until your ride is here, especially my youngest painters. I know you guys are older and may have made plans to meet outside somewhere, but that is a busy street, so be careful, okay? And then just don't forget that your aprons stay here. So make sure that you take them off and hang them on your chair or on the hooks for me. And if you want to leave all your brushes in the jar, that really helps Miss Maylee when she's cleaning up, okay? But you guys were awesome. I'm going to walk around and look at all the art. I hope you love this painting as much as I do. And if you want pictures, I can help you take those too, okay? You guys were awesome. So you just need to take your detail brush, loosen up your black paint so it's melted ice cream, remember? This isn't melted ice cream. You got to make it melted ice cream. By mixing water with it, okay? And then you can come along here and you can clean up those edges. You see how easy that goes on? That's because it's melted ice cream. When it's thick like this, it won't go on smooth. It has to be thin. And then you can go around your edges. Okay? Yeah? Yes. Hi. There's 3 blow dryers, girlies. You can use more.
Not working.
They're not working? All right, I'll check them in a second. Who did I get yellow for? You're welcome.